Hello students, in this module we are going to understand the pricing and pricing strategies and how pricing is one of the important elements of marketing mix for an industrial undertaking. Pricing decisions and policies have a direct influence on sales volume and profits of the business. This is an important element in the marketing mix. The right pricing can be determined through the pricing research and testing marketing demand, cost, competition, government regulations, etc. And there are the vital factors that will influence the pricing decisions of a company. As rightly quoted by Philip Kotler, price is the only element in the marketing mix that creates sales revenue and other elements as cost. And why the price is important for a company and the importance of setting up of a price. One is most flexible marketing mix variable. As the demand fluctuates and as the supply fluctuates, prices can also be fluctuating. Setting at a right price is very important strategy for a company. And it is a trigger for the first impression that we make in the market. Important part of sales promotion strategies of a company. Pricing is very critical decision that needs to be taken in marketing management. The main objective of the firm, that is to earn profit, very much depends on. After meeting all the costs involved, the sales revenue generated must yield a surplus before there can be profits. Pricing is the process of determining what the company will receive in exchange for its products, and it is the method that is adopted by the firm to set its selling price. Objectives of pricing are to maximize the profits, price stability, competitive situation, achieving a target return, capturing the market, ability to pay, long-run welfare of the firm, cash flow objectives, production line promotion objectives, and survival objectives. The importance of price is self-evident. The process of setting an adequate price is not an exact science. The importance of pricing can be summarized as below. Pricing leads to maximize short-term and long-term profits. It helps to increase sales volume. It helps to increase monetary sales. It supports to an organization for increasing the market share. It helps to obtain a target rate of return on investment. It assists to obtain a target rate of return on sales. It helps to stabilize market or stabilize the market price. It desensitizes customers to product prices. It discourages new entrants into the industry. Pricing encourages the exit of marginal firms from the industry. Price is the exchange value of goods and services in terms of money. The value and utility of a product have to be set against its price. Pricing decisions means decisions of determining price of a product. Decisions concerning price to be followed for a period of time may be called as price decisions. There are two major factors which influences the pricing decisions of a firm. They are internal factors and external factors. Internal factors such as marketing objectives, basic characteristics of the product, price elasticity of demand, cost of manufacturing, composition of product line and product life cycles. External forces are market characteristics, buyer behavior, bargaining power of a customer, competitors' pricing, government control and government regulations, social considerations, and other relevant legal aspects. Pricing strategies or pricing decisions are not an easy task for many businesses. Merely raising prices is not always the answer, especially in a poor economy. Too many businesses have been lost because they priced themselves out of the marketplace. One strategy does not fit for all, so adopting a pricing strategy is a learning curve when studying the needs and behavior of customers and clients. These are the various types of pricing or kinds of pricing which will be normally adopted by the businesses. Cost plus pricing is the simplest pricing method where the firm calculates the cost of production and adds a percentage as profit to that price and gives the final price for sale. Skimming price or creaming price. Skimming price is usually employed to reimburse the cost of investment of the original research into the product, commonly used in electronic markets when a new range, such as DVD players, are first dispatched into the market at a higher price. This strategy is often used to target early adopters of a product or service. Early adopters generally have a relatively low price sensitivity. This can be attributed to goods that are sold at high prices so that the few sales are needed to break even. Selling a product at high price, sacrificing high sales to gain high profit, is therefore the skimming market. Limit pricing. Limit price is the price that is set by a monopolist to discourage economic entry into a market and is illegal in many countries. The limit price is the price that the entrant would face upon entering as long as the incumbent firm did not decrease output. The problem with limit pricing as a strategy is that once the entrant has entered the market, the quantity used as a threat to deter the entry is no longer the incumbent firm's best response. Loss leader. A loss leader is a leader of the product sold at a low price to stimulate other profitable sales. This would help the company to expand its market share as a whole. Market-oriented pricing. Price based upon the analysis and research compiled from the target market. Penetration pricing is the price low in order to attract customers and gain market share. Price discrimination, setting a different price for the same product in different segments to the market. Premium pricing is the practice of keeping the price of a product or service artificially high in order to encourage favorable perceptions among buyers based on the price. Predatory pricing is also known as aggressive pricing or undercutting, intended to drive out competitors from a market. It is illegal in some countries. Contribution margin based pricing. It maximizes the profit derived from an individual product based on the difference between the product's price, variable cost, and one's assumption regarding the relationship between the product's price and the number of units that can be sold at that price. Psychological pricing is designed to have a positive psychological impact on the customers, like setting the price at 3.99 or 99 or 999. These are some of the psychological pricing strategies. Dynamic pricing, a flexible pricing mechanism made possible by advances in information technology employed mostly by internet-based companies. By responding to market fluctuations of large amount of data gathered from the consumers, ranging from where they live to what they buy to how much they have spent on past purchases. Price leadership, an observation made of oligopolistic business behavior in which one company, usually the dominant competitor among the several, leads the way in determining the prices. Target pricing method, where the selling price of a product is calculated to produce a particular rate of return on investment for a specific volume of production. Absorption pricing, where all costs are recovered. The price of product includes the variable cost of each item plus proportionate amount of fixed cost. High-low pricing. This is a method of pricing for an organization where goods or services offered by the organization are regularly priced higher than competitors. But through promotion, advertisements, and coupons, lower prices are offered on key items. Then premium decoy pricing. This method is adopted where an organization artificially sets one product high price in order to boost the sales of a price which is offered, a product which is offered at a lowest price. Marginal cost pricing. The practice of setting the price of a product to equal the extra cost of producing an extra unit of output. By this policy, the producer charges for each product unit sold only the addition to total cost resulting from materials to direct labor. Value-based pricing. A pricing based on the value of the product has for the customer and not on its cost of the production or any other factor. Value-based pricing sells the product at a price based on the customer's perceived value of the product. Pay what you want is a pricing system where buyers pay any desired amount for a given commodity, sometimes including zero. In some cases, minimum for a price may be set. Giving buyers a freedom to pay what they want may seem to not make much sense for a seller, but in some situations it can be very useful and successful. Freemium. Freemium is a business model that works by offering a product or service free of charge. That is, typically digital offerings such as software, content, games, web servers, while charging a premium for advanced features, functionalities, related products and services. Freemium is a portmanteau combining the two aspects of business model, that is free and premium. Odd pricing. This is a type of a pricing where the seller tends to fix a price whose last digits are odd numbers. This is done so as to give the buyers no gap for bargaining, as the prices seems to be less and yet in an actual sense very similar to psychological pricing. Markup pricing. Markup is the difference between the cost of producing and selling a product and the market selling price of the product. It is the difference between what you spend to produce the product and what the customer spends to purchase it. Target return pricing. This is the strategy that the business first determines what level of demand there is for the product and then identifies the desired profit the business would like to make from the product. The price is calculated by dividing the total desired profit by the expected level of sales. And finally, going rate pricing. This is a situation where the business in a competitive market, business charges the average price of what its competitors are charging for a similar or the same product. Types of pricing or kinds of pricing are also studied under the various headings like pricing strategies. There are majorly 4 pricing strategies. Whatever in the previous slide, there were 25 different types of pricing. All the 25 has been clubbed, grouped under these 4 pricing strategies. One is value-based pricing, cost-based pricing, customer-based pricings and competitor-based pricings. There are many purposes for discounting, that is, to increase short-term sales, to move the stock which is out of date, or to reward valuable customers, to increase distribution channel members to perform well, to reward the behavior that benefits the consumers or the discount users. So some discounts and allowances are in the form of sales promotion. The role of offering discounts can be a useful tactic in response to aggressive competition by a competitor. However, discounting can be dangerous unless carefully controlled and conceived as part of your overall marketing strategy. Discount and allowances are a form of indirect price competitions. It's a form of sales promotion or a reward. There are different types of discounts as a strategy to reduce the basic prices of product or services. Quantity discount, cumulative quantity discount, seasonal discount, cash discount, trade discount, and promotional discounts. Price discrimination is a pricing strategy that charges customers different prices for the same product or service. It is a practice of selling goods or services at different prices to different buyers, even though sales costs are the same for all the transactions. And price discrimination is considered to be illegal. Except for example, movie theaters usually charge 3 different prices for the show, or sometimes the price targets the age groups of the consumers. For children below 10 years, or an adult prices, or prices for senior citizens. So the fluctuating prices are expected based on the income of the consumers in that age bracket. There are 2 major requirements of price discrimination: differences in price elasticity of demand between the markets. The firm is able to charge a higher price to a group with a more price inelastic demand and relatively low price to a group with more elastic demand. By adopting such strategy, the firm can increase its total revenue or profits. The second one is barriers to prevent consumers switching from one supplier to another supplier. Firm will be able to prevent market seepage or consumer switching, defined as a process where the consumers have purchased goods or services at lower price are able to resell it to those consumers who would have normally paid the expensive prices. This can be done in a number of ways and probably easier to achieve with the provision of a unique service, such as haircut, rather than with the exchange of tangible goods. Seepage might be prevented by selling a product to consumers at a unique and different points in time. There are 3 types of price discriminations. First degree price discrimination involves charging consumers the maximum price that they are willing to pay. There will be no consumer surplus. Second degree price discrimination involves charging different prices depending upon the quantity consumed. And third degree price discrimination involves charging different prices to different group of consumers. These groups can be identified by particular characteristics based on age, location, or sex of the customers. Advantages of price discrimination. Firms will be able to increase its revenue. Increased revenue can be used for research and development, which benefits the consumers. and some consumers will benefit from lower rate of prices. Along with the advantages, there are few disadvantages of price discrimination. Like some consumers will end up paying higher prices, decline in consumer surplus. There may be administration cost in separating the markets based on age or gender. Profit from price discrimination could be used to finance predatory pricing. Technology has influenced the marketing strategies of industries. Introduction of e-commerce, email, broadband, mobile, and SMS services, management software and database marketing. Technology has impacted a lot. High-tech marketing is integrated communication-based process through which individuals and organizations discover that existing and newly identified needs and wants are satisfied by high-tech products. These are rapid changing environment that leads to shorter life cycles and the need for fast decisions. Technology adoption life cycle has been proposed by technology consultant Geoffrey Moore. First, he published a Crossing Chasm in early 1990s, proposed a new way of looking at how markets received new technologies. Moore proposed that bell curve was not exactly right, that there was something that has holding back great technologies that solved real business problems from gaining market acceptance. He suggested that some of the best new technologies were failing because the companies that made them incorrectly assumed consumers would quickly and easily adopt them. Consequently, Moore has revised the bell curve and introduced how to create a beachhead to cross the chasm. According to him, if technology companies did not anticipate and plan for crossing the chasm, then they would fall down into it and fail surviving in the market. Hope you people have understood types of pricing and pricing strategies. Thank you and all the best.